Hey guys, it's me Matthew again, and today I'm going to be doing a book audio, specifically a book that I myself wrote. Is inspired by the anime known as the Fate/ series, but you'll see the slight differences between both this book and the anime itself, whether it's the movies or the TV shows. Overall, I can guarantee you all will enjoy it. But anyways, let's get on to reading anime/Dragon Knight Unlimited. Chapter 7, A Necessary Concern. They went to the principal's office, and Frieza knocked on the door. Mariette said, "Come on in." Frieza went in while the rest stayed outside the door. Frieza said, "Hey, Mariette." Mariette said, "Oh, hi, Frieza, dear. How have you been?" Frieza said, "Curious, you wanted to know if any of your students' bloodlines were accused of being a vampire, would you?" Mariette said, "I don't normally give out this kind of information. I owe you a debt, so here's the files of the students who are still attending the school. I hope you find what you need, Frieza dear." Frieza said, "I hope so too. Thank you, Mother." Mariette asked, "Do you really consider me your mother, Frieza?" Frieza gave Mariette a wink and walked out the door. She closed it behind her. Frieza said, "Well, here's everything. Let's go someplace more private." Loa asked, "Where do you have in mind?" Frieza said, "Follow me." They followed Frieza to the boiler room. At the end of the hallway, she kept walking right through the wall, surprising the rest. Once Inferno and Gloa walked through the wall, Franzero said, "Hey Claire, when we go through, can you please stay there for the time being?" Claire said, "You want me to see about plants in the books while you and the rest are out there battling the last two Dragon Masters?" "I'm fine with that, but if there was another option, I'd love to be out there with you all." Franzero nodded and mouthed okay. Then they walked through the wall. When they got through the wall, they saw it was a well-built hideout. It was organized, well taken care of, and had everything you'd need to survive. Inferno, Frieza, and Gloa were at a study table looking through the three files. Franzero and Claire both grabbed a file, then started reading through them. Half an hour later, they all said, "Found it." Franzero asked, "Wait, there are 5 of them." Inferno said, "Well, ladies first," Frieza said. Solmen Tepesh, age 21, gender male, born in Transylvania, status single, class and mage specializes in sword, familiar magic, blood magic, and body transformation magic. Personality is calm, kind, studious, and loves ancient history. Only strikes after being struck first. Claire said Lyra Stimmer Tepish, age 18, born in Alaska, USA, status in a relationship, class 8 mage, specializes in strengthening magic, blood magic, and love magic. Personality, ideal, cheerful, more than she seems, loving, humorous, and cold if someone does something she doesn't like. Inferno said Finnick Lee Tepish, age 18, born in Asia, status in a relationship, class 9 mage, specializes in blood magic, love magic, enchanting magic, and unknown magic yet to be identified. Personality, loving to the opposite gender, sexist towards his own gender, passionate, calm, open-minded, and a good listener. I envy him. Franza Rose said, Alan D. Tepish, age 25, born in Russia, status single, class 5 mage, specializes in body movement, time magic, blood magic, familiar magic, strengthening magic, body transformation magic, body magic, and unknown magic yet to be identified. Personality, keeps to himself, studious, loves animals, loves his family, doesn't appear to have any friends. He only associates with family and overall is unknown. Glois said Monterey Crescent Tepish, age 35, born in Europe, status unknown, class unknown mage, specializes in constellation magic, moon magic, space magic, blood magic, and unknown magic yet to be identified. Personality, grumpy, uncaring, good natured to some students, keeps to himself, and overall unknown. I believe he's the one, but the rest are all family yet born all around the world with the same last name, Tepish. Franzaro asked, wait, hold on, where are you? Here you are. Dracula Tepish, aka Vlad III Tepish. They are descendants of Vlad Tepish, the impaler and ruler of Transylvania. Frieza said, so they're all here attending this school? Lois said, well, we should leave them for last. We need to defeat the Water Dragon Master, and I think we should look for him or her at the Garden Waterfalls. Frieza, Inferno, Gloa, and Zero went to the Garden Waterfalls to storm the Water Dragon Master by surprise. But it was them who surprised us. The Water Dragon Master was waiting for them with his water dragon by his side. He said, you know, water absorbs any vibrations, whether in the air, the surface, or even deep in the ground, as long as it's all connected. Frieza said, so you heard everything that was going on? Or more precisely, your dragon heard everything and told you all he heard. The Water Dragon Master said, at first she did, but over time I've learned water magic, and nature magic as well. Come follow me. We're not going to ambush you. We actually prepared a battlefield for Zoro and I to fight in, along with our dragons, Hardfrost and Aquamora. Aquamora and her master walked through the waterfall, then headed to the battlefield they'd set up. Meanwhile, Gloa asked, "So what are we waiting for?" He doesn't seem to be lying by the tone of his voice, nor by the look on his face. In fact, he seems ironically flexible, do not need to give himself or his dragon an advantage. Fonzero said, "Well, I trust your instincts, so I'm ready to go in when you all are." Inferno said, "Enough. Let's get going and get this over with already." Inferno walked in on his own, not knowing what may lay ahead. Fonzero tilted his head, pointing toward the waterfall with his eyes, and back to his sister as well as Gloa. They nodded and headed through the waterfall. It was bleak, wet, filled with stalagmites as well as stalactites, but nowhere near where they can harm people. It was also slightly dark, but there was enough light resonating at the end of the tunnel. When they got to the other side, they saw absolute beauty that showed who they are, not just as individuals, but as water, dragon, and dragon master. You could see their relationship in the place so much so that you could even read the place like a book because it was filled with honesty. They were in awe of the place, so much so that Frieza had to say, "Well, you made this place? It's so honest and so readable, like a book, that makes me envy you. I don't believe you told us your name." The Water Dragon Master said, "Sorry, my name is Shishara. Shishara Warfer." Chapter 8: The Battle of the Flexible and of the Cold-Hearted. I was born into a wealthy family. Despite my family's attempts at making me spoiled, they weren't able to succeed. I was always the peculiar one of my 9 siblings. I was self-disciplined and was, well, let's just say that I'm the combination of Frieza as well as Gloa. I wonder if your child or children will end up like me. Anyways, let's get this battle on the way. Hanzaro said, "Agreed." Zoro brought out his transformation weapon and was ready for the battle to come. They walked onto the battlefield that was a blank slate. Once they walked onto the battlefield, it changed to a combination of both of the master's capabilities and formed a barrier so that no one could interfere. Fonzero said, "You and Aquamura did a good job, but what you've seen or heard wasn't the real power I have." Shishiria asked, "You mean?" Fonzero said, "Indeed. But anyways, let's do this." Shishiria said, "Agreed." "Frieza, count us down, please." Frieza said, "Understood." On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. They clashed sword to shield, spear to sword. They continue to switch between offense to defense through their weapons and abilities. They appear to match each other's strengths and wills, but Zero began to get faster, stronger, dirtier, even wilder, more graceful, more unpredictable, and more limit-breaking. Shishiria began to have a shocked look on his face. He was still able to keep up, however. Briefly inhaling, talking due to clashing, Zero asked, "Do you think I will give up? That I won't protect my family and those I care about?" Shishiria said, "No, I don't think you will, nor do I think it in the first place." Zero asked, "Then why challenge me? Why even be in this war? What are you trying to accomplish?" Shishiria said, "Honestly, I don't know, but I think I'm here to die to prepare you for what has yet to come. It will be here soon." Zero asked, "You mean that you believe you're here through fate? So you're willing to go through with it?" Shishiria said, "Indeed, but the thing is, I wasn't even that close to my family. Every night I dreamed of this moment. This was the outcome of my dream. Every time it scared me knowing how I would die. But as I got older, I began to not care about the dream, let alone my death. You and me were destined to meet each other. I know a way to make you stronger, faster, etc. You'll have to absorb my body into yours. I'm with that, so go ahead." He threw a body-absorbing spell. Zero said, "The time that surrounds space, come forth and stop my opponent in their tracks, and warp his body into my own." Shishiria stopped at the center of the battlefield, stuck in place, and he said, "Thank you for ending my dream at long last." "Thank you." Zero's body turned into ice particles, and Shishiria's body turned into water particles. They were brought together and began to show a new form. A form that is Zero, but different. All his scars were gone, healed even. He then said, "I am a new Zero. I am Shishiria and myself as one. Our strengths are one, our weaknesses are few, our abilities are one, our souls are now one." Earlier, at the moment Zero and Shishiria began fighting, Heart Frost and Aquamora fought blow for blow, elemental blast with elemental blast, matching each other like their masters. The battle was fierce, but in the brother-sister fighting way. Heart Frost said, "The frost that made my world, that fell long ago, come show yourself to my opponent and materialize." Heart Frost and Aquamora disappeared into a world of snow, ice, and death. This world is Heartfrost's heart and soul. Aquamora looked at herself, slowing. He then looked at Heartfrost in shock. Heartfrost said, "Welcome to my world, sis. This is where our battle ends." Heartfrost jumped into the air and spiraled into the ground, causing the ground to break, destroying the world he materialized, defeating Aquamora. The barrier fell and Frieza asked, "Zoro, are you okay? You look different. You look good in every way." Zoro said, "I'm great, sis. Even Heartfrost looks more powerful than before. Isn't that right, Heartfrost?" he asked, smiling. Heartfrost said, Yeah, I am. What happened while I was gone?" "What happened to you?" Zoro said, "You'd have to ask Frieza. Right now, I'm in the mood to set up a date for Claire and I. But first," he grabbed a book and threw it into Frieza. He then said, "I believe Shisharia wanted me to give you this to read. Anyways, I'll be off now. Have fun." He disappeared in an instant and made his romantic date so fast that Claire asked, "Whoa, what, Zoro, is that you? Wait, did you set us up a date?" Zoro said, "Well, of course, my queen." He grabbed her hand and kissed it, making Claire blush. She then said, so very happily and passionately, "Why, I love you, my king, Zoro." She began to cry in happiness as they kissed. A few hours later, Frieza laid down the book Zoro gave her. She then went to bed. She dreamed back to the moment we've not yet heard. After they went back to the cabin, they went to the truck and drove to town. They drove to the blueprint shop to find a specific blueprint that they've been looking for. Frieza stayed in the truck while Hunter went in. Hunter asked, "You wouldn't happen to have a pipeline blueprint, would you?" He brought out a map as he was speaking. "For this area?" The shopkeep said, let me see." He went into the back and a little while later said, "I believe this is what you're looking for." Hunter said, "Thank you, sir." The shopkeep said, "Thank you for your business." Hunter walked out and got into the truck. He then said, "Okay, here is where I found you, and looks like there are 3 spots you could have entered from. First, the river, second, the park, and third, the ice skating rink. I think we should try the rink first. Since I found you a little blue and cold, like you had been in ice water." Frieza had a memory flash of her brother Zero trying to save her. Hunter asked in concern, "Did you get a memory?" Then all of a sudden, an out-of-control vehicle crashed into the truck. They were in hard enough to cause the truck to roll 150 rotations, crashing into a tree. Frieza flew through the windshield, bloodying her up, causing her to roll down a mountain, and once she got to the bottom, she was knocked out. She woke up aching a little in her back, front, and sides. She sighed and said, "Not again. Wait, what is this feeling?" Then someone said, "It's called magic. When I healed you, I was placing half of my magical powers in you. My name is Saira Shira. I'm a class 11 mage, and I intend to train you as well as help you get your memories back." Frieza asked, "Is Hunter dead? The kind man that showed me where I got into that pipe where I was spat out." She opened her eyes to someone healing her and fell back asleep.